It was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hold on a second. I got the phone's ring. Yeah, shut up.
Hi, sorry, I have a new roommate. Who is this?
You have a new roommate?
Mark, this is you, right? It's time to do the thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a roommate. So
Shut up. I'm doing the podcast. Phone call.
Who's your roommate?
it's my daughter. I'm yelling at my daughter.
She moved in with you?
She did.
Wow.
I know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's is it an adjustment?
I mean, not really. She comes over here all the time, so.
See, my daughter left when she was 17. She was already done with us.
Well, Mark, my daughter loves me, so I don't know what to tell you.
Now my son kept moving and coming back, kind of like I did.
Yeah, kind of the old boomerang effect. Huh?
Yeah. Now he's been on his own now for, as long as I've been married, for 5 years now, and he's doing okay. So he hasn't moved back. I was just wondering what that's like to have them move back in.
It's only been a couple of days. She'll figure it out. She is probably going to get accepted to this flight training thing that she has wanted to do for a couple of years. And
She's thinking about that again, huh?
Well, she already had the one interview. We're waiting to hear back to see if she gets a second one. So if she does, hopefully that'll come through for her.
Very cool.
And but I'm sure I'll still have all of her shit in my house now. So now I got twice as much to move when it comes time to move again to get out of this hurricane damaged condo.
See, when I got divorced and I moved here to Louisiana, here's what I had. I had my DJ equipment, right?
Right.
I had my clothes. I had a pillow.
A pillow.
A pillow, yep. I had a towel and a washcloth. And my motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And
because you're in a gang, right?
and a queen size blow up mattress that was still in the box because I just bought it.
I'm so glad you said mattress.
And that's what I came up with. Literally nothing. My son had more stuff than I did.
Wow, that's depressing.
Yeah, she got everything, and that was okay.
Yeah, the divorce is expensive because it's worth it.
Apparently not enough. I remember talking to my sponsor because I was running across. I think I told you the story already, but I was contemplating. I was like, I had been up here like 6-7 months already, and we were divorced and everything. And I just said, hey, it's not me being selfish to want her to pay her own electric and water bill, is it? And he's like, look at me. He's like, we were on the phone, but I can only imagine when he looked at me like, what is wrong? Of course it's not.
He's like, oh my God, I'm sponsoring somebody who's
sponsoring an idiot.
Functionally retarded.
Why can't I just have a drug addict like everybody else?
Right? There's plenty of smart drug addicts. You ain't one of them.
So I cut it. I told her I was shutting, I'm not shutting everything off, but she's got to put everything in her name. And I told her I leave the what do you call it? The money you pay ahead of time to make sure you don't bounce any checks or whatever. But the deposits, I left the deposits there. And then what I hear from my kids later on, about 3-4 months later, Dad, you left Mom to just pay all the bills and you didn't even work it out before you left. I go, what are you talking about? I said, she just started paying her own bills like a month ago. I said, what? I said, yeah. I said, I was paying her water and electric bill for her place because it was in my name. And I just...
what was she doing with all that money you gave her? Is she going to Mexican hat dances again?
Worse than that.
So,
she was getting money from them.
Damn. I need to call your ex and just say, I would like some lessons.
Yes.
Because this sounds awesome. I'm going to give her a little more. She's more of a genius than I ever realized.
Yeah, she's much more of a genius than I am, I'll tell you that.
Clearly. I think that's implied here. My goodness, Mark.
Oh. Anyway, so anything exciting happened to you today besides a roommate?
I mean, well, I got a dog again. It comes with the roommate, I guess. I mean,
That dog is so cute, though.
I love this dog. Yes, I'm not mad about any of it.
And it's a good one.
I'm glad.
It's quiet, and it just wants its food and wants to sleep. And
she's got a little bit of an itchy thing going on with her ear, but I'll get her some aloe vera and she'll be fine.
Yeah,
it happens all the time with these old Shih Tzus. They get these hot spots, and you smear a little aloe vera on there, and it fixes them right up.
Yeah, that's now. What's the upkeep on those haircuts and stuff?
Oh yeah, those are expensive. That's about every 6 to 8 weeks, and that's at least $100 a
That's what I say. It's like you going to the beauty shop, ain't it?
Oh no, the beauty shop is way more than that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I just change.
You didn't think that part through, did you?
I did, and I knew it was coming, and I did it anyway, and now I need to go visit the beauty shop, but I need one more paycheck before I can comfortably make that happen. So in the meantime, I've been wearing hats more and more frequently.
Not choosing to be a girl, my haircuts are still $20 plus a tip.
Just the tip? Where are you going to get your haircut? What's going on up there?
Where do I get my haircut? Oh,
yeah.
Man, I'm always the same kind of thing. I'm going to Supercuts.
Supercuts, I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get the senior discount cut.
Oh, my God. You're not that old. Yeah, I guess you are. Yeah. I'm not that old.
Actually, my stuff kicked in at 55. I just never wanted to use it like an idiot. Now I'm enjoying it.
I have the most interesting and hilarious woman that cuts my hair. She's been doing it for years.
I know who she is because I met her.
Yeah, she's my French Muslim hairstylist, and her name is Karima, and she is fantastic. She gives great hair. There's nobody else. Some of my friends are like, oh, you should go to my girl. Oh, you should go to my girl. I'm like, nope, nobody is touching my hair but her. She somehow makes me look younger than I am. I don't know how she does it, but I see this on Facebook once in a while, and it didn't really dawn on me.
Yeah,
you see these pictures of, like, it was Alice from the Brady Bunch. There was a picture of her, and it said, remember when we were kids that, all the women were old. All the guys, everybody looked old.
Yeah.
So here's a picture of Ann B. Davis, who was Alice on the Brady Bunch when she was, 38 when she was on the show.
Oh my gosh, she was actually 38?
Yeah. So she's got
like this. She was in her 50s, easy.
Correct. Yeah. So she's got this like salt and pepper hair, and it's kind of short and kind of up a little bit. And then somebody photoshopped some hair like your daughter Stephanie has, like long, dark, beautiful layered hair.
Right.
And Ann B. Davis is gorgeous with hair like that. I got to go back and find that. I'll send it to you. You can put it up on the Facebook page I never go to.
She's really pretty. I saw two pictures. I saw a picture of the one that played the mother on the Addams Family.
Yes. Wow. Yvonne DiCarlo. Yes.
She was a pinup model.
She's gorgeous, man.
And you know who else I saw? This is fun. This is the funniest one.
Who did you saw?
I saw. That's the Philly coming out of me.
Yeah, is that what that is?
What was her? Oh gosh, what was her name now? Now I forgot. Dang it.
I ruined it with making fun of
Hold on a minute. It'll come to me. From Sanford and Son.
Lamont?
No, Lamont's aunt. Aunt.
Oh, what the hell was her name? Yeah,
you know the one that would always argue with Fred
Sanford? Yeah.
She was built like a
brick shithouse, Mark?
Yes.
Is that what she?
Yes. And I was like, wow, because she was always wearing the muumuus and the church woman hat.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I found it. In case you needed more proof that older hairstyles are one of the top reasons from the past people appear older to us. Look at Ann B. Davis. Better known as Alice the Maid.
You got to be kidding me.
No, that's her. That's her with photoshopped like good hair. Put that up on our Facebook on the Erica and Mark.
Do you know who she reminds me of?
Podcast.
She almost looks a little bit like that lady that's the comedian that used to be on Saturday Night Live that does movies now.
Oh yeah, that narrows. Oh, Kristen Wiig. Yes.
Wow.
She does look a little like Kristen Wiig, who was also very pretty.
Yes.
But dude, look at that. I mean, look at that. That is her. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyebrows. Look at the smile. It's totally her. Everything. So it's hair. So that's why I will keep paying ridiculous amounts of money to get my hair done, because it is so worth it. She does an amazing, and she's fun to talk to. I love Karima. Karima does that to my hair. Without Karima, I would look like Alice the maid on the left. And I would. And people would be like, oh, it's good that you did that with your hair. Oh, that really works for you.
What are you going for?
Yeah. Right. What are you going for? A football helmet from the 30s? Because that's what Ann B. Davis's hair looks like, an old leather football helmet.
Well, I'm going to take a quick break here because when I come back, I'm going to tell you that I had an experience today that I've never had experience before.
Oh.
And I paid
hold
for
on.
it.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Did you go to the doctor and the doctor said, take your pants off? And you said, all right, where should I put them? And he said, over by mine. Did that happen?
No. Thank God.
Okay. No.
No, and it didn't require a rubber glove either.
Oh, well, I can't wait to hear about this right after this important break.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
Okay, so, my checkered past, I've been known to maybe do things that a married man should not do with the
Right. You like,
sex.
hey, you had impure thoughts. Let's just leave it at that.
And actions.
Impure actions.
But one thing I would never do with anybody
One day,
ever,
man.
not a wife, not a girlfriend, not a
Come here, Jay.
not anyone was allowed to rub me.
What? Rub you where?
Like on my shoulders and stuff. People like to get behind you.
I'm like,
and they go, "Oh, you're a little stressed. Let me get that for you." And it's like,
and
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no.
So I'm thinking, well, you never got a foot job? What? Just driving down the road, nothing.
But I've never had a massage or had anyone ever do that to me ever.
Right.
And
nobody touches me. Yeah.
Yes.
All
It is crazy because I had zero problems with a lot of other stuff, but that's where I drew the line.
Little too intimate for you, maybe.
Yes, a little too close.
What about acupuncture? Have you ever considered acupuncture?
I would.
Oh, it's great.
And I've done the chiropractic and stuff like that.
See, now I won't do that. I feel the same way about you being touched. That's how I feel about the chiropractor. So anyway, who was touching you?
Well, how I hurt my shoulder and I went to rehab for a while and I ran out of where I had to go next would be an MRI and all that stuff in a surgery episode. But I was able to get my hand up my back now above my belt buckle, which I could not even put a belt buckle or put a belt on in the back. It would because I couldn't get my right arm to bend that far up. It hurt.
If you're just tuning in, this is Old People Talk, brought to you by Ben Gay.
I really hurt it. Like it was like a crippling. And so they did all this stuff, but towards the end of my treatment there, they were doing this thing where they were taking their thumb and just cramming it underneath my shoulder blade.
Oh, I'm glad you said shoulder blade. Whew.
And it was like, it was like a burning sensation. Like in my skin, like the muscles were like burning. And then when you get done with it, I was able to put my arm behind my back and it's like, oh, I'm getting better thing. So I decided they had a massage, not a massage therapist, but I don't know, some kind of fancy word for another like muscle manipulation type thing.
Right.
So I said I'm going to try this. And today I spent $55 for 30 minutes. And I am so sore, like I got bruises on my back, but
sore in a good way.
Yeah. Every time she would touch me, she'd go, "Oh, this is one of the spots I can tell." And it's like, yeah. And
Mark,
I finally said, she goes, and the girls that were working with me before would say, "Well, just let me know if it hurts or anything." She did not care. It was.
I'm writing down the time code here for all this for about the last minute because there's a lot of sound bites in here that will be taken out of context that I'm going to edit together, and it's going to sound like you got a hand job from somebody. That's what it's going to sound like.
But it was incredible.
There, that's how we're going to finish it right there.
And what a release!
And then I put my pants back on. Say that.
My pants were on. I put my shirt back on.
That's going to have to do. Okay, thanks for that.
Have you ever had a massage?
Yeah, sure, of course. We used to have somebody come to the TV station years ago. She would just kind of randomly show up. Sometimes she'd come once a week and we wouldn't see her for a month. And we would put her in the green room by the studio.
Right.
She brought a table and candles, and the green room was really dark. And it'd be like, all right, the massage lady's coming. Who wants a massage? And it was like $35 or something for like a half an hour. And I was like, oh, this is a great deal. So I would just go in there. You know, you kind of go in there. You don't take off all your clothes, but she gives you a nice massage. And it's so... We're doing this shit at work. That's how great it was back in the day. These people came to the office and did that. Then you come out and be like, okay, I'm going home early today.
No,
It's
but
2
I get it.
o'clock. Yeah.
Medically, I understand it. Like the releasing. She goes, man, you're really tensing your neck and all this stuff too. I said, yeah, we'll get to that once we get the shoulder moving. And I said, but this is 65 years of anxiety.
65 years of pent up, Beavis-like anxiety and worry. Yeah. Yeah. And how's that worrying gone for you over those 65? Has it ever helped and done anything for you?
Well, here's the one thing is what they say about the 90% of what you worry about never comes true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's that 10% that's still worried me.
So the 10% came true?
Yes.
Well, it was going to come true anyway, so why worry about it?
I know, and it's I'm in a different mindset now. It helps when you're not working and stuff anymore, but where you take a lot of that extra stuff out of there. But no, there was a time in my life, not that long ago, that if there was a closed door meeting, and I wasn't invited,
that was all about you.
Yes.
Wow,
how they were gonna overthrow me and.
Somebody thinks a lot of themselves or not enough of themselves.
And if anybody from another radio station came to visit, they were coming for my job.
Jeez. I have the opposite thing. When I used to go on vacation, when you and I were doing mornings in Macon, everybody would get all worried when it was time for me to go on vacation. Everybody was super nice to me. And then when I would come back, they would be like half joking and say, oh, so you came back. I'm like, yeah, I work here. Why would I not come back? Oh, we just figured you were off, getting another job. I'm like, no, I went to see my parents.
No, honestly, I felt the most comfortable there when we were there until Rick got there. Then the uncomfortable came back.
I wasn't even worried about that guy because all I had to do was go to Steven, the guy who owned the place, and just say, Steven, here's what's going on. Here's what Rick is doing. Can you tell Rick to leave me alone? And he would. And I think that's why Rick didn't like me super much because... I had a funny feeling that Steven said, just leave them alone. They're doing fine. Yeah,
I know. He had the money set up a long time. If it was up to him, I think he would have flipped formats on that station.
Well, I told you the story. There was one book, and I think it was maybe a year after you got there. And our morning show had been doing gangbusters. We had been carrying the entire station.
Yeah.
And Rick was pretty pissed off because he was still kind of new there, and he came from a country station out in Dublin or something.
Yeah,
he's
Dublin,
just
Georgia,
small time guy with a big trench coat and a big beard, and literally bullshitting his way through life. Man, he's one of those guys. Yeah. Did not know what he was doing. He was just commanding presence through fear and intimidation.
Yeah.
And that shit never works on me because that's what I do. That's not what I do. It's not what I do. So I found out later that we were all having a big pizza party and eating ice cream and drinking beer after we had a really unexpectedly good spring book.
Right.
And I found out later from the consultant who said, yeah, you don't know how close you came. And I said, close I came to what? And he's like, if you guys hadn't had a good book, Rick had a trunk full of country music CDs in the back of his Lincoln, and he was ready to flip your rock station to country that day that the ratings came out. And I'm like, really? Did he have imaging made and everything else too? And he said, I don't know. I just know he had a trunk load of country CDs that I'm like, well, that would not have worked very well. And I would have just gone straight to Steven and said, Steven. And I actually did save that station one time from Steven. It was me, and I think it was Alan Sneed, and we were talking about moving the frequencies. We were going to put Q106 on 97.9, which is not as good of a signal, and we were going to put the urban station on 97.9 on 106.3, which was a much bigger signal.
Right.
And our rock station was on 106.3, and they were ready to do it. And I said, first of all, you're going to have to, paint the van. You're going to have to get all new business cards, all new stationery, a sign for the front of the building. You have to paint, at times 2, because the other station was already established at 97.9. And then you're going to have to market it, because nobody's going to understand what happened to each station. They're not going to magically realize, oh, these 2 stations flip formats. We're going to have to spend money to advertise that to people and it's going to kill the ratings on both stations. And it's going to wind up costing you so much money that it's just not going to be worth it. And you're going to lose all the heritage that we have on 106.3. And 97.9 is already doing just fine. Well, it could be so much bigger. And then the very next book, 97.9 became the #1 station in town, because it just needed a little time to grow its own audience. And it beat the country station. Our little 25,000 watt urban station on 97.9 ended up beating the 100,000 watt country station, because we lived in a town that was 62% black. And I just couldn't see changing that around. The rock station needed to stay where it was. The urban station was going to be fine, but they said their argument was, well, the urban station signal is too far south, and it starts to get a little, the signal's not great when you get just to the north side of Macon. And I said, it still gets into the south side of Macon where all the black people live. It's going to be fine.
Right.
And I don't know if it was me or if it was the consultant or both of us, but we seem to have talked Steven out of that at that point. And it never happened. And those stations are still there.
And whose idea was that to begin with then?
Fucking Rick. Who else do you think?
That guy was an idiot.
Clueless general manager.
Changing just to change things.
Yes, that's exactly what he was doing. We could have had no general manager and things would have been exactly the same at that station.
Yeah,
think about it.
You're exactly right.
It's true.
And see, like I told you, when I had all that anxiety at work, if a smart person would have hired somebody that, if they're good, hire them.
Yes.
And then let them help the thing make the station better. You don't get rid of people that are or poo-poo on people that are actually making you money.
Oh, so now you see you're using common sense now. Yeah. You got to stop that. You got to stop
that. I didn't have that back then. I just had fear.
Well, you got to stop though.
I wonder if Rick had fear then.
Rick probably had all kinds of fear because he knew that he was faking it through the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's probably one of those guys like, I got to be more of a bastard just to make sure that they don't see what an incompetent, small-time salesman I am.
Well, you know what the wild thing about it was? When they moved me to nights, right? They didn't even want me to be doing nights even, and they cut my salary. We were making what, $22,000, $23,000 a year?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And they cut me like to 16 or 17. And that was too high. I just think he just wanted to be out of there, period.
He did. Dude, they were going to fire you. I had to call Steven myself and say, hey, Rick wants Mark to be gone like immediately. Can we just let Mark finish out the year and give him time to get a job? And because I don't have anybody doing 7 to midnight. Because we just throw him on 7 to midnight. And Rick and he said, yeah. And then Rick was the one to cut your pay. I don't think that was Steven. It was Rick.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. It was so dumb. It's like, it's like, what do you don't want me to be successful? Because
they wanted you gone. No, they wanted you gone immediately.
And it was him.
Yeah.
And what was the purpose for that?
Money. Just save money. Ugh. Because we were paying, Vance like, $6 an hour to do 7 to midnight, and we had to pay you, $8.50. That's
oh gosh.
Yeah. I know. That's radio.
But, yeah, that's true. I don't. Yeah, why am I so surprised at that?
I don't know, because
I still amaze myself with that.
I'm just amazed that we stayed in that shit. I'm amazed that you stayed in that shitty business for the rest of your career. I couldn't do it. I ran away from. I miss it every day, but what I miss doesn't exist anymore.
No. Well, that's true. I mean, I think the last time I had fun, honestly. Probably would have been when I was sandwiched between Stan and Haney and Stern.
Stern. So when you were doing middays, that was fun. You never had to go to lunch.
Because we were allowed to. It was not like a liner card reading job because you couldn't. And then even if half Stern's audience left you, he still left you with a double-digit morning midday show.
Did you get bonuses?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh!
All right.
Actually after I want to think I had a couple of years that I did over 100,000 because of bonuses.
You got to be kidding! They were paying you $100,000 in Fort Myers?
No. They weren't paying me. It was the bonuses. They just didn't think I was ever going to get it.
That's fantastic, Mark.
You know how they do that. They put it. You're capable of doing this, so we'll just add another. We'll add another 2 share and then see what you do with that.
That's actually fantastic. Yeah.
So what you had was it was fan, and then I had Stan Haney, so they just stayed with me and they got to like me, and then what I did was my whole entire show was me being neurotic, and I literally it was like me going to a small group.
It's kind of like this show.
I would literally talk about everything that was going wrong with me and what's going on in my family and my mess going on. To get to the point where people see me in the remote goes, "Hey, did your daughter ever come back home?"
Hey, how's that IRS thing working out?
Did you lose your house? Where'd you? Is that why you ended up in Lehigh?
Yeah. I know a guy who's a repo man, and we can just tell him to stay away from you for a while.
But yeah, it's speaking about radio. I wanted to talk about this because I thought this is just a dumb thing, and I didn't see a story in it. But the more I read into it, and the more of the things I see coming up, the more I think there's a story to. And I know you don't pay attention to football, and I know you were not. Well, I wasn't either watching, but I was keeping up with the NFL draft. I know you.
Oh no, I know. I was actually watching. I secretly watch football, and I secretly watched the first.
Okay.
So I watched Pat McAfee do the draft because those guys are allowed to swear on YouTube.
Yeah, those guys are. Yeah,
they're very funny. Yes, they're very toxic masculinity, is what I meant to say.
And you sold it with the the storyline with the Sanders boy, right?
Oh, of course, yes, yeah. He was Deion Sanders' kid was expected to be very high in the first round, and then it came and went. Then the second round came and went. He got drafted at right at the end of the 5th round by the Browns.
Yeah, who had already got that Dylan kid from Oregon.
Right, so they have
2 rounds before that.
They have 5 quarterbacks in Cleveland now.
And they spent a boatload of money on Trent Dilfer. So it's they got to be 5 people competing for.
I thought it was Joe Flacco.
Or Flacco, that's it, not Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer is like my age.
He may still be playing though.
No, he's not though. He's well into his 50s.
So did you see where the kid from the father works for the Falcons?
Yeah.
And not only did he, which just sounds like something we would have done.
Totally. It's mean though, but yes, we would have totally.
We would have done that. That's a great bit.
Was a great prank,
but he recorded himself in it.
That's where
and
he
then
fucked
put it
up.
on Facebook.
If he fucked up really bad, if he had if he could have kept it between him and his buddies, they would have totally got away with it. Nobody would have ever known. Now the coach, so this was the son of a coach who did this.
Yeah,
the coach got fined $100,000. The team, the Falcons, got fined $250,000.
Yeah, for letting that phone number loose.
Now, this guy is the defensive coordinator in Atlanta, so I think he's making a little over $1 million a year. So he can afford it, but that's going to hurt.
Yeah,
and,
when you're used to living off $1 million, 900,000 is not the same as $1 million.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. And man, I guess they also prank called another player.
They did a couple of players, I think, is what they said.
Yeah,
but not as high a stature.
No, and you know what? We would have done it funnier as well.
Yeah.
Because the kid who called the Deion Sanders' son, whose first name I can't pronounce, it's something strange. Yeah, Jamiroquai or something. I don't know.
Now that's an English singer.
Yeah, that's J.K. Right, I know.
But you know what was funny was he missed on a. All we had to do was just start, instead of saying, hey, this is the Saints and we're going to draft you next, you could just say, we just had a couple of questions for you. And he should have pre-wrote some questions. And questions had nothing to do with football.
Yes. Now, tell us about your dad, because we're thinking about adding your dad to the staff. Now, how does your dad feel about jock straps and just walking around and nothing but a jock strap?
If you asked a question about his brother and his dad and his dog, everything but him.
Right. Now, I want you to be honest. Who do you think is a better player? And I'm talking about position. I'm talking about work ethic and, just raw football play. Who's better, you, your brother, or your dad? And be honest. I want you to be honest. And I want you to be humble, because we're looking for humble people on this team. And I could have had so much fun with that.
A lot of people don't understand it. Now when I hear crank calls, it's basically radio actors. And I actually had a bit service that when my last gig I was working at there, that the morning guy from the country station shared with me these phone starters, and you literally talk to these people that were already on a disc, and you wrote your script based off of their answers.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then they would talk back to you. So it would sound like you're having a phone call and making a prank call. So there's none of this stuff exists anymore.
Well, it's like Carl the Engineer. Remember Carl the Engineer from Premier Comedy Networks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You get a script and you get Carl all by himself, and then you talk around Carl. And it's all pre-planned. It sounds real if you're, if you're good at saying, you can make it sound real. Yeah. But I used to do that for Rocco at WAAF in Boston, and for Opie and Anthony. I was their irate caller who would call up and bitch about stuff to get the phones going. I did it for both of them. I did it for Rocco when he was at AAF in Boston. Did it for him when he was at MMS in Cleveland and at KUFO in Portland, Oregon. And he would always, I need to talk to your manager. What is your manager's name? Tell me right now. All right, my manager's name is Haywood. Okay, Haywood. Is that his first name or last name? That's his first name. Okay, well, I need to know his last name. And he's like, well, he's a Jamaican guy, so it's going to sound kind of confusing. I'm just going to spell it for you. It's Jablomi. Okay. And I'd say, okay, well, how do you pronounce that? You tell me how to pronounce it there. So I would say, okay, it's Haywood Jablomi. Okay, so that's his name, Haywood Jablomi. And then Rocco would say, not without dinner and drinks, ha ha ha, and hang up on me. It was funnier than I did it, but yeah. He had me say Haywood Jablomi all the time.
Well, you used to do, you did bits for me when I was over in Hattiesburg.
Did I?
Yeah, did a couple of them. The one I can remember off the top of my head that people liked was when I called you and I tried to treat the NWS like it was QVC. we had this big thing that we were doing outside and we didn't want bad weather, so we were trying to buy the weather report.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Buy
that
a
sounds
favorable
exactly.
weather report.
That sounds exactly.
And you were like, "No, sir, this is the NW. This is the National Weather Service." I said, "I understand." Aren't you just like QVC?
Yeah, but what do I got to do to get a nice day? I need you to guarantee me a nice day. So did I not say, well, a nice day is going to cost you, sir? I can give you partly cloudy.
Yeah, you finally decided to say it.
Yeah.
We're going to be stupid.
All right,
enough
so partly cloudy is going to cost you $500. But if you want a clear sunny day, we're talking $2,000. That's going to take some effort for the entire team. Yeah, that's some of my favorite shit to do. It's so cheesy and hokey, and I'm so good at it. Well, speaking of cheesy and hokey, I found some more tapes of our old show from Macon.
You did?
I did. I found some more. I found another box. When my daughter was moving in, I was going through that closet in her bedroom, and I'm like, oh, what is this? There's a whole shitload of tapes in here.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I've been sitting here today just kind of going through them, and man, there's one of them. We had a comedian on who I've never heard of before or since. And he's just not funny, and neither are we. And I hesitate to give you any piece of this because it's so bad, Mark. We're bad. He's bad. I'm fake laughing. I can hear me fake laughing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And was I trying to do overreact and try to save it?
Oh, absolutely. You were trying.
Which is what I do worst.
Oh, my God. If you and your therapist want to work on something this week, work on that. Because I'm sure that's still a thing for you.
I'm sure it is.
All right. You know what? If you want, we can take a break and just come back and finish the show with very uncomfortable comedian from Macon, Georgia in the 90s with us.
Sounds good.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
I don't want to do this, but and Chris, if you're listening, just stop listening at this point.
Yeah, we don't want you to think that we're not any good.
No, in the meantime, you know what? I'm just going to leave. You put the rest of the show together. I sent you the clip. Bye, Mark. See you next week. I can't be part of this.
Bye.
Be at the Comedy Zone tonight on Riverside Drive, formerly misused. It's going to be a good time tonight. You're going to be there tonight and tomorrow night?
Tonight and tomorrow night. One show tonight at 9, 2 shows tomorrow night, 8:30 and 10:30, and it's only $6.
$6 to get in. There is a major bargain. We got some tickets to give away here in just a second, but first let's go check in with Mark. Mark is out there, man in the street. I don't know why he just had to go out today, and then he realized, oh no, we have a guest, but I've already committed myself. Mark, you there?
Yeah.
Where the hell are you?
Well, I decided to come on out, and I just had to get out of the station for a little while and say hey to my friends out here. And I'm at Walsall Oil Arkwright Road Chevron, which is right on the kind of on the intersection of Chevron. On the intersection of Riverside, Tom Hill, and Arkwright. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly where you are. Right over there by Hooters.
Right here. That's right, in North Macon. And I'm going to be here for an hour, giving away free 12-ounce cups of coffee to all my friends.
12-ounce cups. That's exactly what I wear, Mark. 12-ounce cups. I was at a 16, but the swelling went down. Thank you.
Also, we've got while they last 52 cents for Dunkin' Donuts, and don't forget the brand new coffee for your car, the brand new Techron gasoline, perfect for your motor. And we'll get you started and ready to go this morning right here at the Arkwright Chevron. Real easy to find again on the corner of Arkwright, Riverside Drive. You want to turn it? Can you turn your radio down? Thank you.
There we go. People driving by with their radios cranked up. Okay, good.
Riverside, Tom Hill, and Arkwright, where it kind of all intersects the Chevron. Come on up and say hey, and I'll hook you up with some free stuff this morning.
All right, Mark, we'll check back in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, bud.
Don't burn yourself.
No.
It is 7:24. Meantime, let's try and give away these Comedy Zone tickets.
Let's go for it.
Stupid Pet Trick's got a guy on the phone here now. Sir, you've got some kind of animals laying there around the house. What do you have?
Yeah, I got 3 dogs and 3 cats.
All right, what can any of these animals do for us here?
Nothing really over the phone.
How about we have them all fight? Throw the cats in with the dogs?
Can you get one of them to growl?
I can get the cat to hiss at the dog.
That'd be good.
That'd be good. That'd be really good. If you could arrange that. Do you have a closet or something you put them both in?
Maybe in the kitchen.
That
dog's trying to eat?
That's perfect.
Ah, that'd be beautiful. And now, what do? Do you fill the food up for the dog and just toss the cat nearby and see what happens?
Yeah, I just toss the cat.
All right, cool. Go for it, man. Especially if you're tossing a cat. That's got to make America happy. Here, listen to him being nice to the cat. Kitty. Come here. Let me torture you so I can save $12 at the Comedy Zone. Kitty. Is he coming?
Come here, mutt.
All right, he's got the dog. Do you have the cat and the dog?
Yeah, I got the cat and the dog here, but,
all right.
But the cat...
Cat seems to be sleeping.
Dang.
Are they getting along well today?
Got him by the neck.
There you go. We're talking about the animals now, sir. We don't want to hear about your sex life.
Hey, girl.
Come here, girl. Got him by the neck. Come here. Oh, wow. That's a woman, sir. That's not an animal.
Is he?
I got scratched up too.
All right, we believe you. I think that's good enough for me.
Damn that little.
Just to
when I
hear.
get off his phone, boy, I'm gonna have to phone
Is that your girlfriend or your wife telling you to stop? Your what?
Stepdaughter.
Your stepdaughter.
Yeah.
She's real happy about it. It must be her cat, right?
All of them are hers.
Oh.
All right, buddy. We'll get you a pair of tickets here to the Comedy Zone.
Okay, man.
Hang on the phone a second.
All right.
Well, we got trouble now, man. We got big trouble now. And by the way, no animals were harmed in the filming of this episode of
That's
Human
right.
Yeah.
And we're not. This isn't be mean to pet
No.
day.
No.
Be kind to your pet day.
That's right.
Call us up with a trick. win some tickets.
We've got tickets to the Comedy Zone here, the brand new Comedy Zone at Miss Q's right over there on Riverside Drive. Tonight, got Bob Baker. I keep wanting to say Bob Barker. I bet that's never happened here before.
All the time, boy. That's mostly in Georgia because of the literacy competency test that they have here, but it does happen.
People tend to put a name in, or an R in my first name, too.
The only big difference between myself and Bob Barker is he's getting laid. Now figure that one out.
Bob Baker here in the studio is going to be appearing tonight and tomorrow night at the Comedy Zone on Riverside Drive in Macon. If you have a stupid pet trick you can do, something like that last guy or something a little less violent, maybe give us a call, 646-0106, 825-0106, or star 106 from your cellular one phone. Who has more fun than us?
That'd be beautiful.
Got more tickets to give away. Fox Communications 784 right now. Speaking of racing, let's go check in with Mark right now, who's out there giving away coffee. Where the hell are you?
Hey, that's right. I am really easy to find, too, at the Walsall Oil, right here on the corner of Arkwright. Kind of where Arkwright and Tom Hill Sr. and Riverside, all those roads kind of intersect right by I-75.
Over by Hooters, which we've never eaten at before. We would never do that.
Never been there.
No. Huh?
Never been in that place.
Wouldn't know what their food was like, or that the girls wear the little orange shirts.
This is one of my favorite places here at this location because a lot of people stop by. I've seen a lot of people already. We're giving away free 12-ounce cups of coffee. And also, while they last, 52 cents for Dunkin' Donuts. There's a Newt Gingrich breakfast special if I've ever heard one. And don't forget about the brand new gas, too, the Techron. Have you seen that commercial yet? They got the coolest commercials on TV. Have you seen that yet?
Is it the one where it's got the gas going into the car?
What's that?
Is it the one where the gas is going into the car?
Yeah, where the cars are, like, leaving the trucks trying to get the gas.
Oh, yeah.
Little claymation cars. Pretty cool commercial.
I remember now.
And you can get some nice coffee for your car, plus some free coffee for you. 12-ounce cups of coffee and 52-cent Dunkin' Donuts, too. And I'll tell you what, I'm having a little bit too much fun, Eric, so I won't be back for a little while. I'm going to stay for another 15, 20 minutes.
How many pots of coffee have you given away?
How many pots of coffee have we given away so far?
We need a coffee pot count.
Coffee. I'll have to go in and run that down. I've already drank a pot myself. I'm all nervous now. I'm shaking.
Yeah, you sound like you're talking really fast and don't know what's going on.
I'm fired up, man.
Well, go pee.
I'm shaking more than my grandmother does.
See, that's why our theme today is pets. I didn't tell you guys this, but Grandma called me this morning. She had taken the dog to the vet.
Oh, yeah?
And it turns out the dog was okay, but Grandma had worms. Yeah, we were wondering why she kept dragging her butt across the carpet.
Paints a lovely mental picture.
It's starting to scare me now. I'm going back to my free coffee, man.
All right, Mark.
Cool. Later, Mark.
All righty.
7:53 right now. If you'd like to talk to Bob, we got Bob Baker here in the studio, going to be the Comedy Zone tonight. Give us a call, 64601. Q106-38 Spatial. 650, it's Q Morning Crew here. Eric and Mark. Sunshine today, hot as hell, high around 95. It is 73 right now with some fog. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you today?
Don't want to be here.
Well, it's Friday. Nobody wants to be at work on Friday. We'll be out here at 10 o'clock and you can go home early. All right?
I don't know if I can make it.
Well, you're going to have to make it. What's wrong with you? What are you giggling about? Are you snapping on me?
Yeah, I need to get out of here for a little while.
Well, we're on the air until 10. You're going to leave me here by myself.
Well, would you rather have me here and not want to be here?
Well, that's pretty much every day, isn't it? That kind of attitude, mister.
I'll tell you what, I want to go out and get some coffee. I know we have coffee here, but I want to...
Yeah, I was going to say, you got a brand new coffee machine back there.
I want to take a ride, go get some coffee. Just get out for a little while.
Are you cheating on me?
I've got to go pick up the paper.
We've got 3 of them. 3 Macon Telegraphs and an Atlanta newspaper. Come on. Think of another excuse.
Oh, my mom's coming into town, and she don't know how to get to the station.
Your mom is not coming into town. Oh, yeah, she doesn't know the phone number. Oh, the phones don't work here today. Phones are broken.
No, I just want to get out. I want to go get some coffee. I'll be back.
You just want to go for a little ride and clear your head, huh?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I know what I'm going to do.
What?
I'm going to give away free coffee to everybody that wants some.
What, right here in Beirut parking lot here in front of the radio station?
No. I'm going to go up to, that Chevron on Arkwright?
The one over by
right
Hooters?
There, Hooters, yeah.
Yeah.
And Outback and all that?
Yeah.
Right there.
All right, fine.
I'm going to buy everybody there coffee.
You want to go out?
The funny part about it is I don't have any money. So
You don't have any money.
I'm going to buy everyone coffee.
And then you're just going to split really fast when no one's looking.
I'll be there for
Just go. Just leave me alone.
give an hour worth of free coffee. That'll get me out of the place.
You're going to be like that. Just go.
I don't want to hang around with you. You don't drink coffee anyway.
6:52. Get you the 106-second news update.
Clear my head and give away some free stuff.
All right, fine, go.
Is that all right with you?
Beat it.
Bye.
Steely Dan next. It's Q106. That is Soul Asylum. Brand new stuff, Misery, off of their forthcoming CD, Let Your Dim Light Shine. 706 Q Morning Crew here. Eric and Mark. Well, Mark is out on the road right now. He couldn't stand being around today. He just split
and he's excited about it. I could
Yeah,
tell
I
as
could
he
tell.
was headed out the door.
Oh, yeah, he's
loving
out there to give away free coffee. Tell me his life ain't working out. Got Bob Baker here in the studio with us this morning. Bob Baker is going to be at Miss Q's tonight and tomorrow night?
Comedy
Oh, it's the Comedy Zone. You guys changed the name? You changed the name.
We're going full blast.
And I got it written right here in front of me, too, is how dumb I am today.
Redecorated, everything.
The former Miss Q's.
That's right.
See, well, I just want to make sure everybody knows where it is. Everybody knows where Miss Q's is. Now it is the Comedy Zone.
The Comedy Zone.
Brand new name.
Red Lobster.
Right next to the Brass Rack and Red Lobster over there on Riverside Drive. Can't miss it.
We're doing a show there tonight at 9, and we've got 2 there tomorrow night on Saturday, 8:30 and 10:30, and it's only $6.
Bargain.
Which is a bargain. We're probably going to give away a couple of tickets on the show.
Oh,
today,
yeah.
though,
We
aren't
can give away a whole bunch of them today.
Yeah.
Are we? Lottery tickets we're going to give away.
Lottery tickets you're giving away
That's
tomorrow?
what we're giving.
I am so there.
So there. So it's going to be a good time, and I'm glad to be in Georgia, man, home of Newt Gingrich. And if that doesn't make you feel good about things,
He's up in Atlanta today. If you want to cruise up
I
there.
love Newt. He's such a. Did you hear where he said, "Women, you'll never serve in the front line in combat"? And you know the reason he gave, right?
What?
Because they'll get an infection, is what he said.
An infection?
An infection. According to Newt, if you're on the front line in combat, it's really dirty, and if they get their little kuka in the dirt, an infection.
Little infection.
Yeah, and we know that's a lie. I think his wife told him she caught it while gardening. That's my personal belief. Now, I could be wrong about that, so I'll have to call Atlanta and talk to Newt.
Yeah, he'll be up there today. Up the Fox Theater. I can get you a number if you want.
Oh, boy.
You would kill, wouldn't you?
Oh, Newt, man, that would excite me almost as much as if the Grand Wizard of the KKK invited me to his house for dinner. I enjoy being around people that's minds are very narrow. Well, then you always know where it's going. You don't ever have to worry about them having a thought of their own.
That's a good point.
Follow everybody else's.
That's a good point.
So we're going to do good, cool shows here. We've got I'm myself, and then Dean Gaines is going to be there, African American comedian, and then
Got to be politically correct here.
we have Andrew, who's the redneck. Is that politically correct?
Redneck.
Or
I believe Southern white male is politically correct. Yes.
Is that politically correct?
Right.
Okay, and he's going to be there. So you have every cultural group possible at the show this evening.
At the brand new remodeled Comedy Zone.
And it looks fantastic. I swear to God, they had somebody come in there with a power tool. Lorena Bobbitt, somebody was cutting stuff up, made everything look really good. It's unbelievable how well it looks in
Very
there.
cool. Comedy
And
Zone.
it's $6 a person, so that's $18 a couple. And
You're thinking of my wife and my sister?
yes, well, I'm just counting on people from Georgia not being able to add. So it's just a joke.
Hey, you
love
can't prove any of
Georgia.
that, man.
Hey, I'm just glad to be home. And
Well, now you're from Charleston, so I think I'd be very careful if I were you.
Charleston's
a beautiful city, but the suburbs, not there in the swamps. You got to wonder what goes on.
And the big thing there is the Dental Neglect Festival every year. I will admit to that.
I understand a dentist could go broke in the outskirts of Charleston, South Carolina.
Broke. There are none. They've all left. They've pulled up stakes.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.